I'm Alana Blahoski from the 1998 Women's Gold Medal Ice Hockey Team, and you are watching Power Play Break, the place to talk about pucks.
Back here in the Power Play Break, Chris Riley along with Alana Blahoski, and we're heading to Nagano, Japan in 1998. Must have been an amazing thing to be on a plane. You're headed to Japan, going to be in the Olympics. I mean, were you all on that plane going, wow, we're headed to the Olympics? I mean, this is the culmination. Yeah, it must have been incredible to sit on that plane.
Yeah, you know, it was such a long plane ride.
I know.
And I can't sleep on planes. I just can't. And it's not a fear or a worry, or I just can't sleep sitting up. I wish I could. So I was up the whole time, and it's a lot of thinking, and you know, everybody was just excited. Like, we were just excited to get there and to meet the men's team, and you know, to go to the opening ceremonies, and still we were in. Sort of in denial that it was all actually happening, you know? I mean, and really until we were in the village and heading to the opening ceremony, we were like, okay, wow, it's on. Like, this is happening. Like, we're really doing this. So just a tremendous feeling, really.
I mean, you're the first group of women to do this sport. I mean, in a sense, you're pioneers. And you basically run the table. You're neck and neck. Your other competition is only going to be Canada in this tournament. A lot of people have told me, you know, Cassie Campbell told me she was not allowed to talk to you guys during the games. Oh, yeah. I mean, was there a lot of animosity between the both of your teams?
Yeah, I mean, it was such, I mean, it was a great rivalry, you know, and it really elevated the game and created some exposure, much needed exposure. But it was a fierce rivalry. I mean, there was a lot of, you know, and Canadians are very, their style of play, they love to set picks. They're very chippy. You know, they do things after the puck drops or after the whistle. I mean, I almost did a cartwheel one time because I got hit so hard after the whistle at the blue line, like literally hit so hard. And, you know, that was their style, and I think for a long time it would get under our skin, and we didn't really know how to handle it. And you know, I think one benefit to being in Nagano and really playing is that we were so focused that stuff didn't matter. You know, whereas maybe in the World Championships in Halifax the year before or wherever, you know, it kind of got to us, and we didn't know how to persevere and work through it.
Now, as you guys are progressing through. The golden trophy is right in front of you. That gold medal is getting closer. Yeah. Did anybody ever just say, you know, I think we're going to win this? Or was it just, it's one game at a time, we're going to chip away shift by shift, you know, game by game. We're not going to really worry about the final thing. I mean, how did Smitty keep you so focused on what the whole picture was? Really,
it was day by day. Really, it was like the next task at hand. You know, like whether it was a morning skate, whether it was a practice, whether it was a game against Finland, like, you know, he really set the tone for being focused and being present to what we were doing. And I think it really helped so much. And, you know, I think internally a lot of us thought, okay, this is going to happen. Like, so many things are happening and falling into place. It's going to happen for us. But still, I mean, against Canada, we had never won. Never won a world championship. I mean, I know the Canadian national anthem by heart because I've been standing on the blue line with my silver world championship medals for so long. So, you know, they knew how to win the big games. And I think we all were a little concerned about that. You know, we had never won a big game. So I think in the back of our minds that knowing that was there. I mean, it was there for us.
So now you're coming up to that day. Here on the Power Play Break, we always ask an NHLer, what was your first game like? Your first goal like? You know, you won't have that experience, but you had a very unique and amazing experience. Talk about that day. I mean, you know you're going to face Canada. Yeah. You're on the cusp of history. When I look at that, that's a historical moment in United States sports. What was the day like? You guys, like, the night before, were you up? Were you nervous? Were you excited?
Yeah, it was, man, it was a lot of thought control. It was a lot of thought control, and the weight of what was about to take place would you know, the thoughts would enter your mind about what it really means, that, you know, that game. and it's a culmination of, man, so much hard work and so much thought into it, prior, and you're surrounded by these people that you consider family, and you want to do it for them as much as you want to do it for yourself, and so it was a lot of thought control. The minute you would start to think about the levity of the game, you would be like, you would feel these butterflies in your stomach, like you almost wanted to throw up, and you're like, okay, all right, I gotta relax. I gotta breathe. This is, an important game, but it's a game. We've played many, many games, so let's just control it. And everybody had those feelings.
Now the bus ride over from the Olympic Athletes Village, and you were not playing back at Aqua Wing. You were going to Big Hat.
Yeah.
Were you guys? Was it quiet? Was it intense? Was it, everyone was just really focused on the task at hand?
I think it was quiet, but there was a focus there. I didn't feel tense. I didn't feel a lot of tension. I just felt like there was some quiet focus happening for each player.
Now, let's go. You go through the warm-ups. It kind of warm-up seems to relax a player a little bit, gets them on the ice, kind of gets them juiced. You come back in after warm-ups. What did Smitty say to you guys in the locker room? Let's say 10 minutes out before the game. Do you have a big rah-rah speech, or he come in? He's very much an educational type guy. He's more of, I think, of a teacher than a coach.
He's very cerebral.
Yeah.
He would say some things early on.
He's a Harvard grad.
Yeah, he'd say some things early on where he would, walk in and say it and then walk out, and we'd be left to look at one another, being like, wait, what is he talking about? He gave a motivational, similar to a Herb Brooks, come on, this is your time. This is, you guys are ready. This is, but he's not a big rah-rah guy. He prepares every day, and he kind of, I think, entrusted each of us to that sort of, to handle our own motivation, to handle our own excitement. And, honestly, the puck dropped, and it was the fastest game I've ever played in my life as far as the time elapsing. Yeah. It's like a blur. I don't remember any of it, except for Sandra White's empty net goal at the end to seal the deal. And I don't remember in between periods. It's like this. Literally, it felt like a 1 minute game. The puck dropped, and then I in my mind, I see Sandra White scoring the empty netter, and then everybody's throwing everything all over the ice. Now,
before that goal, it's still very close. It's tense, and you say you don't remember much. But were you kind of thinking to yourself, "We're going to do this.
Yeah.
This is finally going to happen. We're gonna, on the biggest stage in the world. We're going to make history."
Yeah, I actually think it was the game prior to the gold medal. It was on the 14th of February when we played Canada, and we were down. I think we were down 4-1, maybe 4-2, and we came back and ended up winning 5-4. And it was that momentum that really, really built the confidence for us, because that was really the first really important game where we could handle the pressure. We came back from falling behind early on, and we beat Canada. And I think the way we were playing, it just felt good. It felt right. And I think really towards the end of the game, and especially when they pulled their goalie and we had that lead, everybody thought, okay, now we're going to finish. We're going to finish it. We're going to do what we're supposed to do. We're not going to take chances. We're going to finish it. We're going to win this.
Now, you guys win, and the medal ceremony, everyone's going to get their medals. What was that like to stand there, to realize?
Man, it's, absolute joy. It's the only way I can describe it. I don't know. Maybe one day when I give birth to a child, I'll know that sort of feeling of absolute joy. But it was just joy, just a wave of joy, and you're hugging everybody, and you're so emotional. And I saw my parents in the stands, and they were crying, and they were hugging each other, and so many tears. And then they go to put the medal on, and the medal's actually very heavy from the 98 games. Yeah, very, very heavy. And
you bow your head, they put that on. You must have been like, oh my God. You must have thought back to when you were a little girl saying, I'm here.
Yeah, I could not, I could believe it, but I could not believe it. I had it in my hands, but I just couldn't, it just wasn't hitting me as reality. I wasn't able to absorb it yet. And then, we went in the locker room and we had the champagne and all that, and
It's your Stanley Cup.
It
It's
is,
history.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
historic moment. I mean, it's truly remarkable.
Yeah, and it was, you know, ever since we heard it was going to be an Olympic sport, it was the dream for each and every player in that room, and probably before then, you know, when they were growing up playing with their brothers on boys' teams, and they saw the 1980 team win, they thought, wow, an Olympic gold medal.
Did you guys get any notes, like encouragement notes from anybody on the 80 team? Send you anything?
Yeah, I think Eruzione did. Man, we had all sorts of people like sending messages that were kind of read in the locker room prior. But again, that's kind of like a blur to me as well. I was, you know, we have this little Statue of Liberty. Someone had given us this little tiny Statue of Liberty, so we were like taking her everywhere, and she was like our little mascot in the locker room.
Cammie had what, the frog, right?
Yeah,
She had the frog.
yeah, she had the frog. So it was like really. You know, there's a lot of superstition involved in sport.
Oh, I know.
And
yeah.
I think especially ice hockey.
Yeah.
Especially ice hockey.
Now the big question, to wrap it up on this segment, where's the medal now?
Actually, it's in my bag at home because I brought it this weekend up to Lake Placid for a Can-Am event. So, you know, I'm not one to frame it and put it away. I think it needs to be shared with as many people as possible, and you know, and hopefully it'll inspire some young athletes.
When we get back, we'll wrap it up after this on the Power Play break with Alana Blahoski.